All right. So before we bring up our invited speaker, I would like to just ask all the elected officials in the room to stand. Any elected officials? All right. We have Commissioner Miles Robinson. We have Judge James Cooper. We have Commissioner Elise Tolbert. And we have a mayor here. Yes, sir, of Yellow Bluff, Alabama. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we've got an amazing group here. We look to grow that in the future. I'm gonna speak a little bit more about what the future of this policy breakfast. I'm hoping that it brings the university as well as the cooperative extension system. So, with no further ado, I would like to introduce Tuskegee's own. A young lady that I've known when I was a student, as a PhD student, worked with me in Dr. Nkuma's water quality lab. I got a chance to get to know her better, even hired her for a short amount of time before Washington, D.C. was able to grab her away from us. But Ms. Elise Tolbert is well known to many of the students and the faculty here at the university and is now serving in her first term as county commissioner here in Macon County. Can you all give her a warm round of applause? She comes to give us a few remarks on her behalf. Thank you.
This mic. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It is my absolute honor and pleasure to have the opportunity to speak here at Tuskegee University. First, because just being on Tuskegee University's campus is a really magical and spiritual experience for me. This is absolutely fertile ground. It is the place where Booker T. Washington created and implemented the blueprint for Black economic success. And not only for Black economic success, but for economic success that really empowers this country and empowers this nation to be economically viable. And economically viable is not just about making money, but it's about the utilization of the human spirit and human purpose. So what Booker T. Washington encouraged us to do is to utilize our talents, our time, and the best of ourselves to make a worthy life for ourselves, but also to give us the opportunity to contribute to society and to contribute to the world in a way that's meaningful. And knowing that I'm speaking here at Tuskegee University, which is my alma mater, I'm a 2013 Tuskegee grad, a place where I've also worked and contributed, as Dr. Shungay said. I worked in the lab with him, and a place that I love and serve deeply and dearly as a member of the Tuskegee National Alumni Association. All of that brings me great joy. I bring you greetings on behalf of the Macon County Commission. I now serve as the youngest member of the commission, the second woman elected to the commission, and the youngest commissioner in the state of Alabama. And today I want to talk to you about two simple and similar related themes. The first is the theme of casting down your bucket where you are. And the second related theme is the theme of living a purpose-driven life. In 1985, Booker T. Washington gave a famous speech that people often refer to as the Atlanta Compromise, in which he encouraged our race, the Black race, to cast down their bucket where you are. Now, some might say that he was asking people to settle or to compromise. But what he was really saying is that the grass is not greener somewhere else, but the grass is greener where you water it. When I graduated from Booker T. Washington High School in Tuskegee, I thought a lot about where I would go to college. And to be honest, I was ready to get out of Tuskegee, this small town, and go to a larger city. I wanted to go to a place where there were, nice amenities, fun things to do, great city life. But I talked to a few mentors in my process of making my decision about where I go to college. And a very good friend of mine said, "You have to think about this, Elise." And this is 18-year-old me. "You have to think about this, Elise. You have people that you know here, a world-class university here, visions for the future of Tuskegee, and an opportunity to make a difference here. Now, yes, you could go to this prestigious college somewhere else in this big, nice city, and you would have a great time and get an education. But if you stay in Tuskegee, not only could you get a great education, but you could live in your purpose." And that was actually a hard decision for me to make for a while, but I finally made that decision, and it was one of the best decisions of my life. Immediately after choosing to become a Tuskegee University student, I ran for Miss Freshman on the campaign theme EMT, which stood for my initials, Elise Marie Tolbert, but it also stood for the emergency merging of the two Tuskegees. Because as a Tuskegee local, resident of Tuskegee, and a Tuskegee University student, I began to see that while this is one geographic place, it is two culturally different places that need each other, that must depend upon each other for our success and our viability for the future. So after winning Miss Tuskegee, Miss Freshman, I decided to utilize my platform, exercise my platform by founding a nonprofit organization that I've run for the past 15 years called Next Step Up. Next Step Up is a nonprofit organization now that mentors and tutors local high school students. It basically bridges these two worlds, Tuskegee University and the city of Tuskegee. What we do is we provide an avenue for Tuskegee University students to mentor and tutor high school students, to give and lend their talents and their expertise to local high school students. It also gives the local high school students an opportunity to benefit from learning from and developing relationships with the Tuskegee students. And it gives the Tuskegee students a way to be better integrated into the community. When I think about the conference theme this year about HBCUs and the town and gowns being economic engines for success, I think this model is the type of model that allows us to be engines for success, where we look at the assets that the university has, our research assets, our artistic assets, our engineering assets, our ability to produce our human capital, and match those assets to the needs that we have locally. There are a number of needs. If students are thinking about why would I cast my bucket down here, it's because they're not only needs, but those needs lend themselves to opportunities. In the rural South and in Alabama, we have a number of challenges to livability, to ensuring that people are able to just live here and enjoy and have access to the basic amenities they need. We have an infrastructure crisis in Alabama. A lot of our infrastructure is aging. Our water infrastructure, our sewage infrastructure. We're going to need people who can sustainably come up with solutions for developing high quality, long lasting infrastructure. We have a healthcare crisis in the state of Alabama and across the rural South and this country. But specifically in Alabama and Tuskegee and Macon County, we have a healthcare crisis. We do not have readily available access to healthcare facilities in Macon County, but then also around the state of Alabama, as Representative Warren just stated. We're in a maternity desert where it takes over 30 minutes for most women around the state to get to a place where they would deliver a baby. That is a crisis. That is a problem. We have a broadband digital divide crisis. where there are many people in a digital world who still do not have access to the internet, access to opportunities to connect to others. And while these sound like issues, I see them as opportunities. They're opportunities for students, for young people